Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at WaveCloud by 4Pockets, Paul's Granular synthesizer, and a marvelous thing it is too. So we're going to design some patches today, and in the course of designing those patches, hopefully you're going to get a good idea of how the synth works. This is one of mine, which I've called Sepulchre. Right, okay. First off, we are going to initialize the patch. So we're going to go into here, click on this and hit init patch and go yes. So it's going to give us a blank canvas to work from. Now, before I also go any further, I want to show you I want to give you a quick run through the manual, okay? Because the manual is marvelous and will help you out a lot. Every time I've had a problem, I've gone to the manual. So we open the help manual here and it opens here. We can scroll all the way back to the top here. And this is the complete guide to WaveCloud Granular Synth. And this is written by David Collette. Some of you may know him, some of you may not, but he's an absolute genius, especially when it comes to manuals and things like this. But he is a very, very clever guy. So Paul wants to thank David Collette here for his ideas, time and help. If you scroll down, you'll get access to 3 video tutorials by Paul, the overview sort of thing, and the beginner's guide, Masterclass 1, and then the advanced mod matrix, Masterclass 2. And as Paul adds videos, they'll be added in here. Very cool thing is here, in the index, you can jump to any part of the synth that you want and learn about it. Right, but if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll get to this tutorial step by step, and you tap on this, it'll take you to that part of the manual, and this will take you through exactly creating your own patch from scratch. Okay, so there you go. You can scroll through this and learn all about everything in WaveCloud, which is really useful, and it's really well written, and it's very easy to understand and follow. Right, okay, let's close the help. So first of all, we want to get some sort of patch in. Now, I will say that WaveCloud does have its own synth. So if I hold the key down, and the default will, if we go to our effects, have some reverb on it. And you can morph the shape of the oscillator. And then you've got pulse width. The level and the tuning here as well, so very straightforward. You also have a resonator in the effects section, which is also super useful, but we'll get into that in a bit. Right, first of all, there's a few ways you can get your sounds into WaveCloud. If we tap on this, you can open any of these files that are here. So for example, you could go to field recordings, tap on any of these, go back up, go to textures, tap on those. If you scroll down, see I've got some sample packs in here. Scroll down here and go, say, to like TSTR one shots, and then there's some pad sounds, and you click a pad sound, or long hold on this, and this will take you to the audio pool manager. This is really extremely useful. You can create folders in the audio pool manager here, so you could just create a new folder. For example, a new folder like this, click OK. And now we've got this new folder, and there'll be nothing in the new folder here. And you can drop samples in. So these samples here, we can audition them.
Yes, it does seem strange.
So for instance, if we wanted to put this into our new folder, all we literally do is drag it there and drop it in, and it will be in our new folder, and we can higher sample it there. Okay, the other way to do this is to use one of the files apps. So we could just open up here. Now I'm going to use Sample Crate. I'll tell you why. But you can use the files app exactly the same. So open Sample Crate like this, just drag it to the side. And then with Sample Crate, I can...
Don't begin celebrating yet. Is our level okay?
Preview any sample I want.
Then get yourself into a space.
Will the car make it there?
It does, or we walk.
Or we can go anywhere else. So we could go to, let's see, this is all Daniel's stuff, but we could go into, I don't know. Again, I've TSTR sample books, but the cool thing is, I'm not going to do this now because it'll take some time. So we open miscellaneous. And we've got some music there from me and Joe, but you could just actually, I'll go miscellaneous. And what I'll do is I'm going to pick this up. See, now there's a little plus there. I'm just going to drop this. And what it's going to do is import that folder, the entire folder, into WaveCloud. Now this will, of course, depend, let me slide this out the way. This will depend on how large the actual file is. But now you'll see we've got these and we can audition them. Now you could drop this in, you can drop the whole file in, it's absolutely fine. So we're going to go back and, oops, I'm going to not create, sorry, cancel that. I'm going to go up a level, go to TSTR sample packs here, go to say Joe's Found Sounds and pick a, like I'm going to pick this glass bottle lid. I'm just going to, right, I can do this, I can drop it in like this, right, or I can just hit load file. You need to select it first, Doug, you fool. Select this, load file, and I go out of there now. And now when I play the key, I'm going to turn that down. Now, your sample will default to C3, so whatever the sample was, it will end up on the key of C3 when you play it. So this is quite a quiet sample anyway, but it doesn't matter. So grains, right? Move the playhead to anywhere you like it. Or you don't need to play any keys. You can just scrub through the audio. Okay, play your C3 or any note you want. Take that right down. Now take this down to 1 grain. I'm holding the key down now. I'm going to increase this just a sec. And increase the length. So the length is now sampling more parts. Let's move this back to, say, here. Increase the grains. Now I'm holding a key, you'll hear it's looping, it's repeating itself, and you might be thinking, why is it doing that? Well, we have to go to our FEG, which is our envelope generator, and you'll see that loop is switched on. If we switch loop off, I play a key, it'll go away. In fact, what I think I'll do is I will put in a better sound than that to show you this. So I'm going to go down to TSTR one shots, synth basics. Actually, no, I know there's a really good one somewhere. So back up, go to synth lo-fi, and I think, yeah, it's a perfect one. So I'm going to load that file, and what I'll do is, let me just exit this out. It'll overwrite our file. Now there is a way to append files. Now this is good because now let's go back to our grains. Let's go back to our envelope now. We put loop on so it repeats. I've got all this kind of wasted space, so if we use our edit tool now, let's hold, draw, And then we can kind of just cut that out. And now all we've got is and that's the end of our file there. So we can expand this a little bit. Now you can still go into the normalize stuff as well. So for example, let's say normalize this to -3. Let's take our playhead back. Go back to our grains. Let's close this just a sec. Turn it down a little bit. And now we can look at how all these controls kind of work. So bearing in mind now I've put it back onto loop. And there are 3 different types. FEG1 is always going to be associated with the grains. So it's like an ADSR. You have different things. You have slow. You can double tap to add a point. This is our loop point here. Created without no effort at all a really nice patch. Let's leave it at that. But now you see we've still only got 2 grains, so let's move this up. Turn it down a little bit. We have grain shape. Random pan, so put some headphones on. We can randomize the tuning. This is very cool. Turn grain wrap on, which will stop some of the very higher end grains from interfering. See all these upper end grains now. If I put grain wrap on, so you get a bit more control. Random. No randomization, all the grains will fire equally. Now they're firing not equally, randomly. Spray, you'll watch if I move this to move our cursor to about there. Spray will start to spread some this way as well. Length. Shortens the length of the grains. Let's bring a bit of oscillator in. Semitone, so to fit. You can also choose the direction, so we could just go backwards. So it reverses the direction of the grain. Okay, that's straightforward stuff. We also have an orbit, so let's switch it on and you'll see an area appear here. Look, see? That'll be 1 beat. So let's have it like that. You see what's happening to the playhead? It's now scanning the area of the orbit, so it's triggering. But look, we can increase the width or decrease the width of this. This is the speed, so this is very fast. A lot slower, which is nice for ambient stuff. We can increase the stereo width as well. We'll hear the random pan a lot better now. Let's make it a bit more percussive. Beautiful. I'm going to put my envelope back onto default. Just play with the grains, the sample. We also have randomized the position. Different modes. So it's ping-ponging now. Now, we're going to add in another sample. I'm going to just take this down for now. I'm going to open up the editor, the edit options, and just going to zoom in. Now, like I said, this is the end of that sample, but we can add in another sample here. So let's do that. Let's long hold this. Let's go to our sample packs here. Go to, I don't know, some more one shots, maybe just some basic synth lead. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to go insert file. Now, don't load file because it'll load the file and you'll lose this one. Just hit insert file and you'll see it's inserted it there. So now we've got 2 samples as part of that. And then we could just go, because we're in edit mode, we could hold here, drag along to the end here, and we could just, I will cut that. The other thing is you could do is you can crop the sample if it's selected. So for example, if I just selected that there like this, and sorry, do that. If I selected this and then selected that and I hit crop, where is it? Here, crop. What's going to happen is all this is going to disappear and we're just going to be left with this. So that's, just be aware. Cut is different. Cut will cut that off. All right. Now we could normalize this. There is a different way to do it. Working in selections now. So any selected area, if you pinch in the middle and then, well, it's hard to get this right. So I'm going to try again. See, I'm pinching in the middle. You can't really see, but I'm pinching around here with my 2 fingers, and I can do this for the left or the right or both. I'm going to make that bit bigger, right? And then let's unselect this part. In fact, I can now go to this part and select that and do the same pinch approach for that half as well, because I didn't want it quite normalized to 0 dB. Right, there you go. Awesome stuff. Right. Now, because of the position of the playhead, we think we've got some randomization going on as well. we're tracking over both of those files. And again, this will work with your orbit. Look, if we switch our orbit on, give it some width, we're only going to be tracking around. And now we're going across all of it again. Put wave wrap on. Awesome. Let's go and put some effects on this and I'll show you the resonator. The resonator is really great. So we'll have some reverb. It's got a bit of reverb on it, but let's make it massive. Let's put some chorus on. This is going to really widen it up. So we've got a phaser. But look, if we hold this and slide it, I'll do it by fingers, we go to the next page where you've got an EQ, of course. We've also got this very cool resonator. Listen to this. Switch resonator on. Lovely. So you can tune a resonator as well. Beautiful. Add a bit of synth. All right. So we'll save this patch. Just click on here. Choose your folder where you can create a new bank. Create a group. I'm just going to save it in here and I will call this for want of any better, I'll just save this as Orbits, just for fun, because I can't think of anything else. And it's added there to our file. Now we could choose one of our other patches. The one I started off with, one I created the other day, and another one. and the one we've just created. So let's create another one and I'll show you the very cool WaveCloud stuff. So init, yes, init. Okay, so I'm gonna long hold this and let's look for some samples. So I'm gonna go with TSTR sample packs, TSTR one shot, and maybe synth effects might be good. So yeah, I'm gonna do this one. So close this for a sec. I'm just gonna go load file. What's this one? Yep, I'm just gonna go insert file. I'm gonna insert file. Oh, hang on a minute. I need to put my thing near the end here. And insert this one as well. So now we have 3. I'm gonna close this. You get the idea. You can go on. And you'll see that there is a bit of difference in the actual. So let's open our edit here and quickly fix this. So I'm going to kind of just choose from here to there. I'm just going to increase that. And then I'm going to grab this here and, sorry, do it like that. And I'm going to increase this like that. And then I think, let's close this again and open it. I'm just going to normalize all of this to -3 dB. There you go. And that's more like it. Now what we're going to do is go over to where it says WaveCloud. Okay. Now WaveCloud is absolutely super, super cool. Let's get our playhead and we can. So we have 3 fairly different sounds. Now I think we can have up to 8 WaveCloud positions, but adding a wave file, a WaveCloud point is really cool, right? So put this where you want to add a point there, and just click add, and this adds a 1.1 WaveCloud point. Move this again there. And just hit add, and this is the second WaveCloud point. Let's move this here. I'm going to put add, and maybe I'm going to add another one there. So we've got 4 now, and you'll see it all says 2 seconds, whole time, position. If we enable this, you'll see now we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for each one of these, right, you can either have it glide, fade, or jump, right? So they can be independent, but just for now, let's put it on glide. So let's choose number 1, glide, number 2, glide, number 3, glide, and number 4, glide. And if I press a key now, okay, if I have loop on, now bearing in mind that you can't have the orbits working, you can't have the orbit section working when the WaveCloud section is working, but you can do tons of cool stuff. Instead of using this, which is if we choose number 3, right here, right? So we're on number 3. You can change position here like this, okay? Or you can just pick it up and move it a lot quicker as well. And like I said, if we put all of these on to jump, so jump, 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 and jump, it'll jump immediately. You can also kind of mix and match. So we could have a glide on this, fade on that, leave that on jump and that on jump. And if we go to edit and we choose a section here like this, and we cut it, right, we're changing the position, but we're making it quicker. Where it glides. You can also change, I mean, look, 2 seconds now, hold time, we're going to increase. Transition time will decrease. This one will go hold time left. You can mix and match all this stuff. It's great. This is the beauty. Hit random and it randomizes position. Okay, cool. You can also have the sync mode in beats. So it changes to beats. You can delete a node. If you long hold this, it will delete all of them. You also have randomization as well. So you click on this and you've got lots of randomization options. You know, minimum position, minimum time, maximum time, generate new nodes, keep existing nodes, position hold time. You can just hit randomize and away you go, sort of thing. Awesome. So if we go into our effects, we also have a very useful hold function as well now, which is if you're using this with a MIDI keyboard or something, as soon as you hit hold and hit a note, it's going to hold for you and play through everything so you can hear what's going on and still have 2 hands to control the screen. Or if you're in this position, for example, where it splits the screen and you can scroll up like this, well, you don't need to worry about getting the keyboard back to play it. Especially good in standalone mode. Shift has a few different functions, but one of them is it will reduce the rate of control. If I hold shift with one hand here, like this, I can change the level in shorter increments. So if I'm not holding shift, it's kind of massive. I can then dial everything in very, very slowly. The randomness, hold shift. Whereas if it's not being held, then it's kind of like that. Couple of things we haven't covered, probably haven't really got time now. It's 40 minutes in, so I'll probably have to do another one. Is we have the matrix here, which I haven't looked at, and the VCS. So I'll look at those in another video because it's too much time, you know. And of course, if you do too much, it all gets a little bit too much like, well, what's going on? There's a few buttons I need to show you. Like if you long hold this, you can zoom to fit. I did show you that at the beginning, but you have this one as well, where you can just remove all the audio and replace it with something else. No. This one here, which is a limiter, so I have it limited to -2 dB, so make sure the limiter is switched on, it's better. This is some record options you have for recording in, and you can just play the sample at the playhead position. Like I said, you can add as many of these as you like, samples, and then you can add, I think, up to eight of these WaveCloud slices sort of thing for the sequence. Anyway, guys, listen, top job, cool beans. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's give this a name before I go, and I'll play a few of the patches that I've made. So I'm going to just hit save, and I'll just call this In the Dark. No duck. In the Dark. Just for fun. And hit save, and that will be added to our patches. Okay, boom. Guys, if you're watching this via Premiere, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been a blast. I do love programming this synth. It's very enjoyable. Please excuse my madly garish color scheme, but I do like things colorful. But you can, of course, calm this down and color it however you wish. If you open this, long hold this, and you'll get all your color options and customization, edit color set, etc. You can do a lot of the cool stuff. Anyway, the manual, don't forget, is your friend. It's very, very useful. David Collett did a really great job on this, and you can just find whatever you want. What's also nice as well, as I should have pointed out, is wherever you are in the manual. So if we go like back to the very beginning and go and find this. If we just wanted to look at the FEG tag, fluid envelope generators, if we close this, close help, and then we're playing around with it, if we go back into the manual, it remembers where you are. That's super useful, so you don't have to go back and start searching for stuff. Anyway, awesome. WaveCloud Granular Synth from 4Pockets, brilliant. I will do another video. I'll do a few more design tutorials. It takes time, and I find that if I rush these kind of videos, like trying to make a patch, the patch doesn't end up sounding great. Whereas I think the couple we made today sound really cool. Right, okay, brilliant. I'm going to play the patches that I've made, and I will see you later. Ta-da.